In 2011, a young boy was diagnosed with epilepsy. For a year, he was in and out of hospitals, consulting different doctors, trying new medications, all to no avail. His parents did their best to keep up with his needs, the needs of the rest of the family, and go to work. But the bills were piling up, and the numerous hotel costs didn't help. During one of this young boy's many stays at Carle Hospital here in town, the doctors made a sudden decision to move him to Cleveland Clinic in Ohio. The transport was only 2 hours after the decision was made, though. So these brief 2 hours were spent by his parents packing, getting childcare for the rest of their kids, and getting off work. The last thing on their mind, and what they didn't have time for, was booking a hotel. When they got to Cleveland Clinic and realized they had no place to stay, they were worried because they couldn't afford a hotel room. But one of the nurses there suggested that they look into the Ronald McDonald House associated with the Cleveland Clinic. When they did so, they found that not only did they have a free room, they had a pay-as-you're-able policy, meaning that his parents were able to stay there despite the fact that they couldn't pay for it. Now, imagine this happens in your life. Either you or someone you love is diagnosed with cancer, epilepsy, or some other serious disease. You know the bills will pile up. Now, I don't have to imagine this because I was the young boy in that story. I watched my parents struggle to pay the bills. But because of the love, generosity, and care provided by the Ronald McDonald House, we were able to cut some of that costs. That's why today I hope to convince you to donate to the Ronald McDonald House in Cleveland, Ohio. We'll be looking at the families in financial turmoil due to the cost of catastrophic illness, the care that the Ronald McDonald House provides to those families, and how your donation can help. Now, the first Ronald McDonald House opened in 1974 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But now there are more than 350 RMHs worldwide, all of which are autonomous and owned by not-for-profit organizations. But let's talk about the many families that face financial turmoil due to the catastrophic costs of catastrophic illness. According to the National Center for Biotechnology Information, epilepsy, treating it can cost up to $50,000, maybe more depending on the severity. According to the American Cancer Society in 2017, treating cancer can cost up to $200,000. Again, maybe more depending on the severity. According to Statista.com, a website that uses more than 22,000 sources to come up with its statistics, the average cost of a hotel room as of February of this year was $130 per night. And according to the United States Census Bureau, the average income of 2017 was $60,000. Now, you do the math. $50,000 for treatment, plus $130 a night for a hotel room, while still trying to provide for yourself and your family, that's a lot more than $60,000. So now that you know a little more about the costs involved with catastrophic illness, let's talk about how the Ronald McDonald House helps those families in need. According to Charity Navigator, the RMH has a 4 of 4-star rating. They say that 86% of their funds go to the care they provide. 11% goes to fundraising, and the last 3% goes to paying their staff. But let's talk about what those 86% of the funds actually do. The Ronald McDonald House isn't a hotel. It's so much more. There's a playground for children. There's a large gathering room for families to sit in, to watch TV, to play a game, to just sit and chat. Not only is there just this gathering room, though, volunteers bring in food from various local organizations, businesses, fraternities, sororities, churches. Not only do they bring in the food, though, they serve the food. They clean up the food once it's done. They just provide warm smiles and hugs and try to lift that burden off of the families who have sick children in hospital and are suffering. The goal of the RMH is more than housing. The goal is to provide a home. It's to provide an oasis of support, love, and care. So now that you understand a little more about the need for the RMH and the care that it provides, let me throw a few more numbers at you. According to the RMH website, every night a family stays at the charity costs them $80. They only request a $20 donation, but as I said earlier, they have a pay-as-you're-able policy. So 43% are unable to pay, and the average donation is only $11.31 per night. This means that each night a family stays costs the charity about $70. Most RMHs have about 50 rooms, so each night per charity, the Ronald McDonald House loses about $3,500. So it only stays afloat with your donations. And let's talk about how you can donate. There are two very simple ways. One is to drop your loose change in any of the various containers at the McDonald's house, at the McDonald's that go to the charity. The other way is to donate online. Merely by searching their website, they have a very simple way to donate. Just looking up Ronald McDonald House at Cleveland, Ohio, you can donate to this amazing charity. But now let's talk about why Cleveland. There's a couple reasons. One, I'm a little attached to it. I did see my parents as we were suffering through the financial instability. I saw the amazing care that this gave to my family. But also, the Cleveland Clinic in Ohio is one of the top hospitals in the nation for neurology, and it houses some of the top neurologists in the nation. Neurology is an extremely expensive field, meaning that the patients being treated at the Cleveland Clinic probably have much higher bills than they would if they were being treated at a local hospital like Carl here in town, meaning that the RMH in Cleveland is needed so much more. Now, we've looked at the families who face financial turmoil because of their sick kids and the cost of catastrophic illness. We've talked about the care that the Ronald McDonald House provides to those families, and we've talked about how your donations will help. Like I said, it's extremely easy to donate. You just have to search their website at Ronald McDonald House at Cleveland, Ohio. But let's go back to my story at the beginning. Here were my parents with a child who'd been sick 4 months. They didn't know if I was going to get better. I didn't know if I was going to get better, and the doctors didn't even know if I was going to get better. The doctors thought the next step would be brain surgery, which can cost up to $150,000. My parents couldn't afford that. They couldn't even afford a hotel room. But the Ronald McDonald House came through. Will you? Thank you.